All right. I think we're live. Are we, Len?
Yes, ma'am. Live na po.
All right. So, magandang hapon sa inyo mga Pix Pro. It's Friday once again. It's Kwentuhang Cybersecurity once again. It's 5 minutes before 5, pero ino-open natin ng maaga itong ating live stream just so we can have ample time para sa ating mga discussions, sa ating mga question and answer portion, and most especially sa mga shoutouts natin. Ayan. Magandang hapon sa ating very special guest, si Mr. Alex Adalom. Hello, Alex. Good afternoon
Yeah.
sa'yo.
Yeah, hello everyone. Good afternoon as well.
Ayan. Si Alex ang ating makakasama mamaya. But this time, I will introduce him formally in a while, no, sa ating discussion proper. Pero syempre, bago ang lahat, babatiin muna natin ang ating Mr. Chair na parang nasa ibang bansa ka ba, Mr. Chair?
Sa ibang Ay, ayaw pa rin nung background.
Yung ano na lang, yung picture na lang.
Pa naman yan.
Yung picture na lang, ganun talaga eh. No, it happens. So, ayan. Nasaan ka ba, Mr. Chair? At parang lamig na lamig ka.
Hindi naman ako lamig na lamig. Teka lang.
July pa lang, hindi pa December. Okay, July. No, pero it's rainy season month na, no? Tag-ulan na. Dito kanina, sobrang lakas ng ulan. Pero buti na lang hindi bumabaha dito sa lugar namin.
Kaya lang. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, sir. Good
Tayo?
afternoon.
Naka-live na tayo?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Naka-live na po tayo. Ayan, magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. Ayan, so share lang tayo ng ating kwentuhang cybersecurity. So, para mas marami tayong ma-reach at mas maraming may matuto dito sa ating kwentuhang cybersecurity sa ating discussion ngayong hapon. No? Ang shoutout nga pala kay Edie Arlene. Edie Arlene, get well soon. Ha? Ayan, siya daw ay may trangkaso. So, Edie Arlene, pagaling ka. Okay? Next Casey, dapat ano ka na ulit? Ariba ka na dito sa ating kwentuhang cybersecurity.
Arlene.
Ano na?
Ano nangyari kay Arlene?
Trangkaso daw, Mr. Chair.
Baka na-lovesick yan.
O, pwede din. Okay. Ayan, at meron tayong shout out kay Rufe Artision. Ayan, good afternoon. Good afternoon sa iyo. Ayan, at good afternoon din sa iyo, Von Gerald Macose or Macos. Ayan. Okay.
Nandiyan na.
At syempre, kung nandito si Mr. Chair, hindi papahuli ang ating Vice Chair.
Hello, everyone.
Hi!
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, boss.
Good afternoon,
Hi,
Alex.
Sir Oka, Vice Chair. How are you?
Good afternoon.
Very good. TGIF.
DGIF, yeah, thank God it's Friday. Ayan, pero medyo umuulan-ulan eh, no?
Yeah, oo.
Also, kailangan talaga magdala tayo ng ating mga umbrellas and raincoats. And syempre, kailangan talaga i-boost natin ang ating immune system, lalo na ngayong tag-ulan. Sabi nga ni Mr. Chair, no, health is also a cybersecurity issue. Tama ba yan, Mr. Chair?
Makes sense. Tama yan. Kaya kumain ng gulay.
Tama, kumain ng gulay.
Uminom ng gulay.
Uminom ng vegetable juice at mag-wine.
First principle daw yon to be cyber secure. You need a lot of help. Kasi yung ating mga kalabang ngayon puro AI di ba? Wala naman silang sinisino-sino eh. So as humans need to be healthy.
Need to be agile.
Yeah.
Right.
Kami na good afternoon dito, VP Ruby.
Yes, oo. Ayan na, nandito na si Edie Arlene, tapos si Huge SC. Yan, magandang hapon sa iyo. At magandang hapon din kay Tina Relosa. Yan, magandang hapon. At magandang hapon din, si VP Ellen from NCR chapter. Hello, good afternoon.
Si Kuyang George, dyan din.
Yes, si VP George. Hello, magandang hapon sa
Si
iyo.
BPLN, nag-post to ng kanyang metabolic age.
Huh.
Years younger. Ah.
Wow. Talaga? Siguro, Mr. Chair, pwede siguro natin, no, yung topic natin, kung pwede nating maisingit this July. Since July is a nutrition month, perhaps we can invite some cybersecurity enthusiasts or professionals, no, who has also changed their lifestyle.
Yun, pwede.
Pwede, no? Pwede. Ayan. So, shout out na rin yan kay VP Ellen, no? Baka po pwede
Ito
siya
yung ating magiging guest speaker.
Ayun, alam na.
Si Madam Ellen.
alam na.
Ayun, si Kuyang George. Dito din. Ang
Yep.
BP mo sa NCR na hindi maindak-indak dahil busy-busy.
Oo, panay yung indak sa iba. si Vernet Albert Pader, ayan, good day po sa iyo. At si Weng Alibagon. Yan. And we also have,
Miss Jessie. From La Union.
yes, from La Union.
Si Mr. JC pala. Jessie. Si Jessie ito yung natin, isang vice president. No?
Yes, siya po ang ating VP for Pixpro Cares sa La Union. Yan. And si Magnifico Dionisio.
So si Ray. Ray Francia, ang tagal naman ma-activate ng Bulacan.
Meron na, nagbuo na sila ng group chat for this very soon. Very, very soon. Ayan. Okay.
Mga taga Quezon ba, CF, wala?
Yung Quezon,
Wala pa yata.
baka maya-maya pa. Okay.
Maya ba?
Shout out tayo doon sa mga taga Quezon, no, na mga bagong officers at saka sa mga, this is the newly installed na chapter, yung ating Quezon. So shout out sa inyong lahat, and that is headed by President Andy. Yan. Hello sa inyo, Pixpro
Francis,
Quezon.
from Palawan pala si Francis. Magandang
Opo.
hapon sa iyo dyan sa Palawan, Mr. Francis Alterado.
All right. And we also have si MC Vergara. Hi, MC. I hope you can shout out kung saan ka galing or saan ka nag-review from. And we also have
Supreme Court Security Division. Si Koy Colma. Supreme Court Security Division. Physical security kaya to o cyber security? Magandang hapon sa iyo dyan. Sa
Mr. Koy Coleman.
si
Yan,
Antonio Cernadilla, Mr. Chair. From Marinduque. Hello, good afternoon sa iyo.
Uy, Marinduque, Ganda tong, alam niyo ba sa Marinduque, nandun yung natin, pinaka-center ng Pilipinas.
Ba?
Nasa Marinduque. Pagtawid mo ng barko galing Lucena, yung port na pupuntahan mo, malapit lang dun yung center ng 0 kilometer ng Pilipinas nanto.
Interesting. That's history, Mr. Chair.
Oo. Si kasi yung kaibigan natin na taga doon, si Police Major General Leo, taga doon siya. Siya din ang nagsabi sa akin.
Talaga. Ayan. Si Chard Zabala. Yeah, good day.
Aurora, CF, may mga taga-Aurora. Pixpro Aurora, si MC Vergara. Dito.
Yun, si MC. Ayun, Pixpro Aurora.
Yan. But wait, meron nagsha-shout out para sa ating guest speaker. No, shout out kay Alex Adalong from Lianza, Bernadette.
Aba?
Hi, Badet. One of my friends in the industry.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Diba? All right. So,
Okay, Ruby, 5:05 na.
ano yun, Mr. Chair?
5:05 na. Bigyan na kasi mukhang excited na si Bro Alex na ano.
Magde-demo daw siya, Mr. Chair, ng ano eh.
Oh,
Ay,
The
wow.
best, ano bang, the
Sige,
best
tingnan natin to.
platform in the globe, in the world, sabi nga niya kanina eh. So,
Wow, okay.
very good
So,
demo. Uy, si Mr. Mario Interia nandyan.
Oy, Mr.
Ay,
Mario.
hello, VP Mario. Yes, so
VP
susunod sila na rin
Mario.
ang magka-KC.
Mm-mm.
Diba? Ayan, susunod sila na yan. Alright. So, Mr. Chair,
Okay, let's do it.
let's do this. Okay, so,
Tanong natin si Alex. Let him do his craft.
Yeah, I'm so excited to
Yeah.
present the platform also with Palo Alto.
all right, but let me formally introduce our guest speaker for today. So, we are very honored to have with us, of course, not only yung buti na lang din nandito yung kanilang country manager, no? The ever dynamic, Mr. Oscar Bisaya. Yeah.
Thank you.
Siya daw ang, sabi kanina ni Alex, siya daw ang sasagot sa mga tanong. Just kidding, just kidding.
Bring it
Anyway,
on. A very exciting topic, but I think
yes.
we're gonna get Alex, our young guest systems engineer in Palo Alto Networks Philippines, no,
Yes.
to present what we have, no, Alex?
Yes,
Yeah,
boss.
right.
Yes, boss.
Yes.
Okay.
And let me formally introduce him to give this innovative technology, the AI, the very interesting, also one of the most controversial topics in the cybersecurity. No, our discussion for today is themed as cybersecurity in the age of AI. And to give discussion to this is Mr. Alex Adalom. He's a graduate and licensed electronics engineer who has more than 8 years of industry experience focusing on network and security. And prior to joining Palo Alto, he has worked in multinational companies and local IT distributors doing security architecture and engineering, solution designing, and providing training to partners and customers. He also holds several professional certifications from well-known vendors, and currently he is a part of Palo Alto as system engineer supporting enterprise, government, and financial industry accounts. And to discuss about the cybersecurity in the age of AI, Mr. Alex Adalom, take it away.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for a wonderful introduction, Ms. Rubino. Let me share my screen first, so I would start my presentation already. Right. Can you guys confirm if my slides now visible?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. Again, I'm Alex Adalom, and in today's Kwentuhang Cybersecurity, I will be talking about the cybersecurity in the age of AI. Right. So one of the buzzword of course, in the technology a few years back, not just in the cybersecurity, is the AI, or what we call artificial intelligence. Right. But now it's becoming a reality, 2002 was the year that Gen AI exploded into the public consciousness. I know you guys are very familiar with the ChatGPT, and maybe most of you guys, for the viewers, you already use this tool, and maybe in your daily lives, right? Because ChatGPT is a Gen AI wherein it could actually enable you to be productive as well, right? And as we adopt new technologies, it also comes with a risk. Right, and today we will be talking about the impact of the AI, or the artificial intelligence, with regards to cybersecurity, and of course, from Palo Alto, how we can secure our AI journey or AI adoption. Right. Right. So before going deep dive with the capability of the AI in terms of the cybersecurity, let me show you the trends in terms of how the AI grow compared with the mobile and the internet, right? So AI, we could consider AI as one of the fastest growing technology in our history, right? So if we're going to compare this one to the mobility wise, it took us 16 years to get a billion of users. Then in the internet, it took us 23 years, right? By the current happening in the technology nowadays, we are actually expecting to reach in 7 years with 100 billion of users, right? And if you're going to see on the blog, maybe on the news, or maybe in the white paper write-ups, all of the industry, specifically for semiconductors, they are actually investing to enable the organization in terms of adapting the AI. There will be a lot of data centers to be built. There are a lot of chipset technologies that are going there to support the adoption of the AI, right? And of course, with that, right? So new technologies always becoming expanded attack surface, right? And we need to make sure that all this stuff are actually secured, because previously, right, with the likes of enterprise networking, the networking built to provide connectivity, but the security in its architecture is not actually considered, no. So we have to make sure that the adoption of the AR are actually secured, right? So to eliminate the risk of being breached, okay? Right? So artificial intelligence has become an integral part of our global landscape, transforming the way societies function and business to operate, right? Across the world, nations are increasingly adapting the AI technologies, no? So just a while ago during my meeting, no, during the meeting itself, nagtaka ako, and I've been experiencing this already with some of my meetings, no. Kumbaga, during the meeting, there is some sort of a note that, kumbaga, AI-powered note siya, no, na ino-automatic niya lahat ng pinag-uusapan. So, right, even here in our Zoom right now, right, we have the AI companion, meaning the AI app, the proliferation of using the AI app is really there, right? So if you look out there today, there is already a 40% of enterprise that are using AI in some way, no, not just the enterprises, but as well as the typical people, no. So maybe they're using some Gen AI apps, maybe creating their assignments, right? There are also some AI apps that are actually being used for maybe generating image, videos, right? So meaning AI is now becoming part of our daily lives, right? Here, based on our study, right, 50% of employees using AI do it without permissions. So meaning the IT admin, the security admin doesn't have the visibility for this kind of applications, right? And there is also 100 malicious models available in the wild that could actually be used by the cyber criminals, no, to infiltrate a certain organizations, right? So meaning it's like a mobile phone, no, na AI is really part of our daily lives, right? Next one, of course, while organizations are actually using the artificial intelligence or the AI to improve business efficiency, no, it is also being leveraged by the hackers, no, to infiltrate our network. Since ChatGPT launched in October 2022, there have been a lot of concern worldwide regarding its potential to democratize cybercrime, right? So previously, when we try to part of our security awareness, right? Kapag merong mga phishing, right? Typically, ang advice is to look for possible wrong grammar, wrong spelling, right? So to identify a phishing, no. But because of the Chat GPT, those kinds of approaches not effective anymore, right? So there is also a new tool being used by the cyber criminal. They call it Worm GPT. The Worm GPT is actually the cousin of the Chat GPT. The Worm GPT is an alternative tool or Gen AI to use for the cyber criminals, no. So in terms of, for example, creating a malicious code for malwares, exploit codes, and anything doing cyber criminals, no, they're using the Worm GPT. So imagine, gone are the days wherein you need to be a hardcore programmer to create a malware, because there is already a tool which is being used like a Gen AI. Even those people who are not actually capable to create a malware could be a test already, right? So that's the impact of the AI in the cyber chest, no. So not just that, no. Using the AI, it actually is the way the customer are being reached nowadays much more faster, no, than the traditional way of doing things. Like for example, previously, when a certain vulnerabilities, no, kumbaga nilabas siya or nagkaroon siya ng database on the NIST, no, kumbaga it will take days or weeks, no, before a certain hacker could actually infiltrate the network. But nowadays, based on our study, no, just minutes on hour of release of that specific vulnerability, a lot of hackers are now scanning the entire network or the entire internet, no, for a specific vulnerability. So if you don't have the capability, no, to detect and respond that fast, or I mean, like the detection like seconds or minutes, so there's already a gap in terms of the security posture, right? Aside from that, every attack nowadays could be a 0-day, no, because as mentioned a while ago, there's already a tool to create exploit and malware, no? So everyone could be a cyber criminal nowadays, right? So it's very hard for a cyber tool to detect and prevent, no, if you don't implement AI as well, right? So let's talk about the traditional approaches, no, in terms of preventing attacks, no. So actually, the traditional way of protecting an organization is designed around this notion wherein there's always going to be a patient zero. So meaning there should be a victim first, no, before a certain technology could actually adapt, create a signatures, right, and then block that specific attack, right? The first attack is always going to get through, but it's going to be detected along the way. This is based on the idea that the vast majority of the attacks are going to be repeated attacks that have been seen before, right? But because of the AI and every attack nowadays are very unique, no, if we could consider that one as a novel attack, that approach is no longer working, no. So we had to rethink our approach in terms of doing cybersecurity, enabling AI as well in line with our detection and prevention, right? So in Palo Alto, we actually implement inline our precision AI to make sure that the first attack that we seen, the first attack that happened, right, we could actually see it, detect it, and prevent it, right? And that's how we help our customer in terms of doing that. We have this precision AI technology on all of our platforms, right? Now, so in Palo Alto, we actually believe that enterprise need to secure AI by design. What's the meaning of that? Right? We need to track and monitor AI usage for every employee, right? As mentioned a while ago, it's being used nowadays in terms of doing productivity in the job, no, or in the business, right? We need to secure every step of AI app development, life cycle, and supply chain. Some of the organization nowadays, especially for those bigger organizations like the conglomerates, right? They are now implementing their own AI, right? And of course, we need to protect the AI data from unauthorized access and leakage at all time. And this should be incorporated to our cybersecurity solution or the cybersecurity strategy, right? Right. So how do we help you guys, the organization, to help in terms of the AI threats? No. So in Palo Alto, strategically, we align our approach in 3 essential security use cases. The first one is countering AI with the AI. Of course, we need to have an AI as well to counter the AI. And only machine learning powered solutions could actually prevent and detect AI adversarial attack. Right? In Palo Alto, we are actually innovating and making all of our technology or our platform to be AI enabled. No? So this help you guys in terms of detecting advanced threat and doing automation in terms of incident response, right? The next one is securing AI by design. So later on, I'll show you what are those capabilities that we added on our platform to enable the organization to secure AI by design. No? And the next one is, I think, very important for the security analyst nowadays, because one of the problem of the analyst, right? Alert fatigue, pagod, right? So imagine, if you are responding to a certain incident. One of my colleagues are actually used to work in SOC, and based on his experience, imagine 24 hours gising kayo, no, to investigate, to do that, sometimes more than 24 hours hanggat hindi na-resolve yung incident, no. So how in Palo Alto we actually introduced what we call Copilot. The Copilot helps the tool speak human. Meaning, I know you guys are very familiar with the Copilot. A lot of technology providers are implementing Copilot as well. And later on, I think I could show you the capability of our tool in terms of the Copilot. No? So, Gen AI on your security tools. Okay? Right? So, as mentioned a while ago, these are the available tools that we have currently in our platform, no, to secure AI by design. We have here the AI Access. Next one is the AI SPM and the AI runtime. I just want to check if you guys heard me. I think there's a problem with my earphones.
I'm okay, Alex.
Okay, okay.
I can hear you.
Yeah, right. So just to take a boss, just to moving forward, right? So what is the AI Access, right? This one is a Palo Alto solution for managing Gen AI applications, providing visibility, access control, data, and threat protection. As mentioned a while ago, based on my experience, Gen AI apps or AI apps are now normal in the day-to-day work, right? So typically those tools, like for example, the audio generators, conversational chats, yung mga code assistant and generators, meeting assistant, they are really being used nowadays by the organizations, no? So meaning, if you don't have the visibility for those kinds of applications, no, they are actually considered as shadow IT applications. Why? Because they could actually cause some data breaches. So imagine kanina, when I have my meeting with one of my customer, he's using an meeting assistant. Kumbaga, lahat na pag-uusapan namin are being recorded on that note, no AI-powered note. So if I am talking about something like confidential, no, so makukuha yun, no. So something like that, no. So not just that, like the ChatGPT itself, right? Because if you're creating an email, sometimes there are employees that are using that one, no, to create a good email, no. So imagine if a certain employee, no, upload some specific information from the organization, that data is being processed to that Gen AI model, no. So there's already a data breaches, right? So using our platform, no, it helps you to provide visibility and control for AI application being used by the organization. We cannot deny that AI application is very important for productivity. So I think what we need to do is to have a solutions to govern or control the use of AI, right? Because as mentioned a while ago, they are also expanded attack surface, right? Next one is the AI SPM or AI security posture management. As mentioned a while ago, right, 90% of enterprises are looking to operational AI architecture. And I've been experiencing this one with most of my customers wherein they are planning to build their own IT architecture. Like for example, for those organizations that are adopting cloud as well, the likes of AWS Bedrock, Azure AI, GCP Vertex, these are all CSP managed AI models that's being used nowadays by most of the organization. There are also some sort of unmanaged AI like the Llama, the Mistral, the Hugging Face. These are all AI models that could be used by the organization. If you don't have the mechanism to check the compliances of that specific AI models, no, that is also an attack surface from the organization, no. So using the AI SPM, we could actually help the organization to protect against the unique risks associated with AI, ML, and Gen AI models, no. So, like for example, yung mga data poisoning, yung mga AI life cycle wherein not following the best practices, no. It could be there could be a vulnerability as well with the customer. And using our platform, no, you could provide a full discovery, no, of your entire AI ecosystem, right? So you could actually prevent some sort of data breaches, no. So especially if your AI models are processing also confidential data on your organization, right? The next one is the runtime security, right? This is one of the newest wherein we could provide recommendations on how to protect the organizations, no? So typically, most of the tool that is being attacked by the hackers are those applications that are running in runtime, right? So being part of our CNAP platform, right? So aside from the traditional way of protecting the application like the WAAS, right, we could actually incorporate AI runtime security to make sure that those attacks that's being that are AI powered will also be protected by our platform, right? And lastly, I'll make it quick, right? The Copilot, right? So these are already available, no, to our platform like the Strata, the Prisma Cloud, and Cortex. And Copilot is our Gen AI platform, right? Meaning these tools could speak human, no? So very helpful for those admins who would like to investigate, to quickly check the security posture of the environment, no? So meaning para kang nakikipag-usap, no? So sa platform, no, you could like search, am I vulnerable to Log4j? Am I have EC2 instances in my AWS that are actually publicly exploitable? Those kinds of questions could be asked to our copilots, and later on I'll show you how to do that one, right? So how are we able to implement those kinds of capability using our Precision AI? What is this Precision AI? This is actually a proprietary AI system that helps security team trust AI outcomes by using rich data and security-specific models to automate, detect, prevent, and remediate. No? So we incorporate best of the AI capabilities, like for example, for the machine learning, right? The deep learning and the Gen AI. Our tool are actually have its deep learning already, because I know you guys are very familiar with our Palo Alto firewall, right? And the world first ML powered next gen firewall, no? So meaning on the platform itself, there is already an ML model, no, to detect zero day threats, right? So we incorporate different AI capabilities, as mentioned, the machine learning, the deep learning, no, and generative AI to help your organizations to prevent against AI powered attacks. So these are the tools that we have, or the pillars of our solutions. We have the Strata. This is our zero trust platform providing network security. We also have our Prisma Cloud. These are the tools that provide the likes of CSPM, CWPP, CIEM. So if you guys are familiar with those kinds of capabilities, these are the product that you could actually consider. And the next one is our Cortex, our AI-driven platform. Later on, you will see how this Cortex works on my demo, right? So I'll have a demo of like 5 to 10 minutes, right? So any questions so far with my presentation? That actually ends my presentation, right? No questions?
Yeah,
All
proceed.
right.
Okay.
Thank you. Can you just then share, Alex, para makita natin si Vice Chair at saka si
Maybe,
Mr. Chair.
CF Ruby, yung konting quick demo lang of the platform, maybe 3 minutes. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
You can see my screen, right?
Yep.
Yep. So
Yes.
what you are seeing right now is our Cortex XSIAM. Cortex XSIAM is our unified platform for providing best of breed SOC functions. So what are those? Like the SIEM, the SOAR, the XDR, threat intelligence platform, and even the attack surface management. Typically, the traditional way of doing SOC, no? So they are typically point products wherein each of the analysts could need to check each of those platforms. So meron context switching, meaning if I need to manage my SIEM, there's a dedicated pane for that one. If I need to manage the SOAR, there's a dedicated management for that one. And in Palo Alto, we actually provide a platform wherein all of the capability that enables you for SOC is already there, no? So what you are seeing right now is our command center, right? What you are seeing here is the different log sources that are feeding our AI model. And from that AI model, you will see that from 2,000 alerts, we were able to correlate data stage and make 120 incidents out of this one, right? So if you're going to see the platform, you will see that we were able to ingest all third-party logs, no? So meaning whatever is that platform, as long as that platform are actually sending logs, we could actually integrate it with the platform. Whether you have a firewall, whether you have your own cloud infrastructure, be it your AWS infrastructure, Azure, and even the GCP, right? You could actually ingest information to our platform, right? So if we're going to drill down what are the specific endpoints that we actually supported, right? All endpoints are actually supported, right? Here you will see like the Windows, the Mac OS, the Linux, the iOS, and the Android. So as long as that specific endpoints could be installed by an agent, we could actually support that. And here, it's very clear that these specific endpoints are sending this amount of data over 24 hours ingested to our MI models. No? And here you will also see if you're going to look on here, it provides you information on the detected or prevented attacks, right? So as mentioned a while ago, everything's are being fed to our AI models, right? So imagine, right? So typically for the analyst, when they do some investigation, they check every alerts. No, there are some alerts that are false positive. There are some alerts that are actually related to a certain alert as well, right? So if you are doing that manually, meaning ginagawa siya ng tao, which has a limitation. So it's very challenging, no? So what we did, we called it shift right, wherein all of the things that should be done by the AI should be done by AI, and the things that should be done by human should be done by human, right? So meaning we leverage AI models to do the detection, correlations, and even automation, in terms of incident response. Here, if you are going to click here the AI model, right? All of the data sources are actually sending information to this AI model, right? Our Cortex XIM actually have more than 3,000 of AI models doing the correlations, and doing the data fusion engine, or meaning data stitching, right? Here, makita natin, there are 70% are actually automatically resolved out of 118 incidents. There's still a 20% open incident, wherein 3 of that is still critical, high, medium, and low alert, right? So very powerful tool, in terms of monitoring, right? And if we go to a certain incident, right? So meaning out of 3,000 alerts, we were able to correlate it and make 169 incidents, right? And here you will see out of those incidents, we were able to automate it 123, so meaning automatically it is being resolved, right? And there's still 46 that are manual to resolve, but out of this 46 manual, using our AI, we could actually recommend that 24 of that can be automated still, So it's very powerful tool because the AI is actually helping the analysts, their job, So they could focus more on, if this is 24, like there will be like a 22 incident to focus on. And if the organization has minimal staff, so they could do it already, So from here, you will see the open incidents that are critical, and they are also aligned with the MITRE ATT&CK framework. With the MITRE ATT&CK framework, right? So you will see here, for example, in my case, there is already an exfiltration. From that exfiltration, I could focus here because the attacker are now getting the data or sending data outside of your organizations, right? So this is our command center, So aside from that, as mentioned a while ago, we don't just provide you like a SIM-like functions, As you can see, we also do SOAR, or security operations, and or security orchestration and automation response, via this one. We also have here enabled the organization to incident, right? We have here different playbooks, right? I know if you guys are familiar with playbook, these are automated actions that you could done, to resolve a certain incident. So we have a playbook already built in on our platform, but this is customizable, right? Aside from that, we also have here threat intel management and attack surface management, right? If you see on the threat response center, I know you guys are, for those security admin, so ang dami nagtatanong, about this OpenSSH, affected ba kami niyan, May mga ganun nagtatanong sa amin, And the attack surface management provide you an outside-in view of your attack surface. Meaning, ano yung mga visible kay hackers to infiltrate, So using that one, you will see, I am a vulnerable to OpenSSH or this polyfill.io supply chain attacks, right? On a single platform, they are providing you a lot of capability already, right? So very quick, I think 1 minute. I mentioned a while ago about Copilot, right? So Gen AI on our platform. Right. So this is our CNAP platform. CNAP is a cloud native application protection platform. So if you guys have multiple cloud and you would like to secure those cloud like Azure, AWS, Oracle, and even Alibaba, so we could provide that. So this is our Copilot, right? Alex, no. So if we, for example, in my case, and there is a new vulnerability, like for example, Log4j. If I would like to check if my environment are actually vulnerable to Log4j, you could just like for example Log4j applications, or so let's say Log4j, and the Copilot will actually help you identify which workloads are vulnerable to a Log4j. Oops. Let me check that again. Right. EC2. Let's say EC2. Hindi lang nakikita yung graph, but this should have a graph. Anyway, this is how the Copilot actually works. It's like a chatbot or a chat GPT over your platform. So that is also available.
Okay,
Yeah.
summarize it, Alex, so that we can get some interaction somewhere.
Yep. Yeah, I think I'm done with the demo as well as on the presentation.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Alex, for the very interesting topic. Pasensya na kanina umiksen agad ako.
No
Na-excite.
problem.
Yan, na-excite ako kasi merong nagtatanong kanina while you were discussing, may nagtanong na agad from Patrick Abeleda III. Sabi niya, ask ko, may chance po ba in the future lahat ng company gagamit ng AI para mabawasan ng manpower nila? Or pwede bang palitan ng AI ang lahat ng manpower?
It's a very controversial. Let me take that, CF Ruby. It's a
Yes.
very controversial question, around AI. When we talk about job replacements. So in fact, there has been a lot of panel discussions around this, diba? But in the end, the summary of which is that the AI is critical to our digitalization efforts, to improve the way we do things, in fact, organizations are really taking advantage of it. For example, improving customer engagement, customer satisfaction, etc. Like in our case, we are using generative AI to improve customer response time by about 15 to 20%, so which means that we're helping customers solve problems much faster. So in many cases, other organizations also do that. Now, the other aspect to that again is again, AI can be leveraged by threat actors, as Alex mentioned, to scale attacks, make it faster, make it more rampant. For example, diba? I think we have seen between the launch of ChatGPT and last year, we're seeing 1,000x more phishing emails, and 3,000. I think some based on research, 3,000 more phishing emails using deepfakes. So again, there are two-edged sword, as they say. But I think for cybersecurity, if we don't use AI, then you're gonna lose the battle. I think that's the point I wanna make here, from a Palo Alto Networks perspective.
Yeah, I think my take on that one. So the question is, i-replace ba ng AI yung trabaho, no? So there is a study wherein 60% of the employee who uses anything AI, no, in terms of their doing their job, no, increase the productivity by 66%. Right? So it actually provide benefits for the employee, no? So not just in the cybersecurity. So I think we could say that those people who don't use AI could be replaced, right? Because still, most of the tasks are being done by human, no?
Marami
So
magagalit sa iyo yan, Alex.
yeah. I mean, because yun nga,
Maybe you rephrase, Alex. The people who won't be using AI will be replaced by those who will be using AI in their job.
yeah. I think that's the right term for that one. So yeah. I mean, there is study on increasing the productivity because they are using AI. Yep.
Ikaw ba, Mr. Chair, what do you think about
Well,
this? Yeah.
iba noong lumabas yung calculator, sabi nila, ako hindi na matututo mga estudyante niyan. Calculator na lang gagamitin, hindi naman totoo. Lumabas yung ERP, ganun din ang ano nila. Dahil sa automation, integration, and technology build up noon, sabi nila, mawawala na yung mga, lalo na sa sa manufacturing, no? Nag-worry sila, baka matanggal na yung mga tao dahil automated na. Hindi naman nangyari yun. The same worry, no? I think it is universal and common. A common response, no, for people to worry. If they do not understand yet the improvement, no. Ganun talaga 'yon. Mag-hire ka ng bago, merong magsasabi na, "Oh, baka mapalitan na ako niyan." 'Di ba? "Oh, bumili tayo ng ganitong technology." Meron always mag-iisip na, baka tanggalin na kami niyan, no. But we cannot while we make sure that they get the proper answer, no, we need to push on. But remember that there are two types of AI, no. AIs that are operated by the good guys and AIs operated by the bad guys. Most of the time, yung AI natin really needs an army to operate. Yung AI mismo ng mga kalaban natin only needs one person for more AIs, di ba? To do the attacks. Like sa cybersecurity, hindi mo talaga matatanggal yung human side, eh. Kasi yung analytical, yung response, while you can do playbooks, but you cannot put everything in the playbooks. No? And it's always nangyari muna bago ka gagawa ng playbook. Hindi yung playbook ang nauna bago nangyari yung insidente, di ba? So, kailangan mo yung tao to do that. Eh. Sabi nga nila, let's not be afraid of AIs. But if you allow AI to control you, like si ChatGPT, kung hindi mo alam paano gamitin si ChatGPT, gagamitin ka ni ChatGPT. Dapat ikaw ang marunong gumamit ng ChatGPT. Ikaw mag-control sa kanya. Ilagay mo yung mindset mo sa kanya. Para every time na mayroon kang gagawin, si ChatGPT is doing the works based on your perspectives, based on what you think, no? And in that manner, it becomes a productive tool, an efficiency tool, no? A tool that can make things better for all of us. So this one, especially in cybersecurity, it's always a welcome development. Every time there is a vendor who can perfect the AI component in addressing cyber threats, we should welcome that, though, and we should not be afraid.
I agree.
Yeah, right. Very well said. Katulad na lang ito, sinasabi ni Christopher Son, Dizon Laguatan. As an advocate of responsible AI use, I believe what we need to train our people to have the proper mindset on AI, both on its adoption, use, governance, protection, and disposal. These are tools, and it's still within the person who handles the environment, data, and parameters that can decide how to use it, either in good or in bad, wag naman sana yung bad. The worst side of it, that criminals do not adhere to rules. We need to step up ahead of them and use AI to the best of our potentials. Kudos to the presentation in highlighting the AI adoption to employees. And also, we need to break the myths on AI in our culture, starting with people. AI education is what I propose to be incorporated in cybersecurity awareness trainings. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Christopher Son Dizon Dagwata. Yan. Maganda yung kanyang input on that.
That's very well said, no? Magaling talaga yan si Tops. Kasi classmate ko sa Lasal to eh. Kaya
Kaya
kami
naman pala.
sa AI, sabi nga nila, sabi niya, no? Fear of the unknown sa iba, no? Pero tayo, hindi tayo dapat matatakot sa AI. Ang katakutan natin, kung yung mga tao matakot na sa AI, yun ang nakakatakot. That is the Bakit tayo matatakot? Tayo nga nag-iisip eh. Hindi naman nag-iisip yung AI. You put AI into his place. Yun nga lang, ang ang isang advantageous nito sa attacker side is hindi na nila kailangan maging magaling gumawa ng exploit, hindi na nila kailangan magaling gumawa ng mag-isip ng attack techniques kasi i-feed na nung bad AI sa kanila eh. Sasabihin na lang nila doon anong target nila. OS na ganito, version na ganyan, ito yung IP address. Then gagawin ka na ng script, 'di ba? Gagamitin mo na lang. Dito sa Good AI, pagka tinanong mo si ChatGPT, how can I try to hack my website? Ang sasabihin niya sa'yo, I'm bound to ethical, di ba? Patay na tayo doon. Yung bad AI, ibibigay lahat. To sa Good AI, bibigyan ka ng ilalagay ka sa kahon. So yung mga penetration testers natin, will still rely on the traditional ways. Pwede mo naman dapat gamitin si AI to test din yung makina mo, yung environment mo, di ba? So, yun ang maraming limitation, no? Pag nasa good side ka, ang dami mong limitations. You have to adhere to policies. Sabi nga ni dito, sino ba yung nagsabi dito na dapat magkaroon ng policy, no? Ayun, no? Ethical policy, sabi ni Noel. Tayo gagawa tayo ng ethical policy. Yung mga kalaban natin, hindi naman gumagawa ng policy kasi unethical naman sila in the first place. Di ba? Pero tayo, kailangan nandito ka lang. Mag-penetration testing project ka sa isang company, hindi mo pwedeng gawin ng 8 to 5 yan. Kasi kami, kailangan gawin mo yan sa ganito. So, we put a lot of limitations sa sarili natin na hindi dapat, di ba? Dapat we use the mindset of the attackers para matest natin itong AI. Itong AI ni Palo Alto. Ito yata ang pinakamagaling na AI ngayon sa... yun ang kailangan gawin.
Yeah. No, I think tama yan, Mr. Chair. So there are several facets about AI being leveraged in cybersecurity. It's the product side of things, right? Where I think people are, what product or solution will I choose, no? Because everybody's talking about AI. So I think yun din yung isang kailangan tignan ng lahat, no, na what is the best AI product that I'm gonna use, no? Kasi sabi nga natin yung effectivity ng AI mo depends on data, di ba? So if your AI is fed with bad data, then the output will be bad as well. That's the reason why when you ask, I think when you're looking for products or for solutions, you have to ask your vendors what kind of data you're feeding your AI. And the other piece to that, which Alex alluded to, was really around AI application development. Kaya mag-focus, I think, when we talk about the policy around AI, ethical, etc., it's going to be a big topic. So I think in this is maybe we can focus around, given that AI applications will be developed and companies will use potentially open source LLMs, di ba? So sabi nga ni Alex kanina, there are 80% the LLMs out there in available can be jailbroken, di ba? So I think you need to have again the visibility. So ito yung first cybersecurity first principles di ba? Visibility of the models that you're gonna be using, visibility of your users using AI in your company, and again data, no? What kind of data are you using to feed your LLMs, no? So so that you can really look at securing your AI development life cycle, as they say, di ba? So from when you develop the code to when you are setting up for deployment and then in runtime. So I think all these different phases of AI development life cycle should be secured by design. That's I think very important.
Well, agree, no? Agree. So,
Yes.
I think itong AI, well, hindi ako matatakot sa AI kasi para sa akin,
Help.
ang meaning niya is angel intelligence yan.
They are tools. Yeah.
Kasi hindi naman natatakot yung mga adversaries natin to use AI. Kaya nga, I think one of the things that you mentioned earlier, Mr. Chair, about VA, using adversarial techniques, di ba? So like in our case, as a product company, we also use adversarial techniques. So we generate using generative AI as an example to create phishing emails, no? And then use it on our products to test, no? And I think there's one thing that we have done where we use it to feed our next generation firewall as an example, and we saw like 10% improvement in the detection capability of our products against phishing emails. So using adversarial techniques or approaches to actually improve the way we do things, no, from developing our products or technologies to also, you know, evolving your own operational tactics or strategies, no, in your own companies.
Siguro ang ano ko lang
Right.
dyan, Mr. Vice Chair, no? Kasi you provide the technology. Kaya yung worry nila na mapalitan ng AI yung work in cybersecurity, hindi totoo yan. Because
Yeah.
if you are the organization, you're gonna need the human resource. No? You're gonna need the human resource to run, operate, manage, and update if you acquire the AI capabilities of Palo Alto. It's not like Palo Alto will drop everything in your environment and that's it.
No, yeah.
It cannot be done that way. Dapat meron ka ring manpower dito sa
Correct.
sa side mo, no?
Yeah.
So with that manpower, comparing before without this AI capability and comparing currently, if you acquired with AI capability, obviously you will have wider visibility, deeper visibility, better analysis, better analytics capabilities, and the response capabilities. No, so those are your measures,
Correct.
and you can go to your board and say, before we didn't have this capability. This was our measure. Now that we have this capability, these are. But it will definitely show that the people behind these capabilities will never be replaced or will never be removed.
That's true. They will have better lives. I think we want to put it in a positive way. They will have better lives because they can focus on the much higher things to do like threat intel, etc. So if you look at the demo earlier on, diba? So there are 2,000 alerts plus, and it AI helped to reduce it into like 146. And then automatically all incidents, no, I think 80-90% of the incidents were automatically handled, and there were still incidents like 23 incidents that will be handled manually, and it's classified according to the criticality by people, you know, manning the SOC. So that is showing you that there's still the need for you know, human to be part of this overall you know, ecosystem, no? So but again, I think AI will make hopefully make the lives easier,
Easier.
better for
Efficient.
security analysts, no, because of that. And I think there's also research done that because of if you will remain manual in your security SOCs, no, you're throwing away a lot of the alerts and you're not handling it because there's not really enough people to handle them. And this will actually, so AI will help you address that issue. As
Right.
in the demo.
Yep. Okay, I agree, ano, na talagang we should not fear AI. And at sabi nga ni ED Arlene dito, do not fear AI. Fear the bad person with a bad motive using the AI. Oh, diba? Oh, and Charles Zabala says, it's a nice application. This app helps with incident reaction by quickly looking at attacks, giving advice on how to fix them, and taking steps on its own to limit damage. Yan.
Ano pa ba yung mga question ng
There's
ating
a question here. I think what he's trying to ask is, I think what to worry is about the quantum computing.
Yeah. Okay, so let me just take on that. So quantum computing is there's two sides to that. Quantum computing is actually used to break
Options.
encryption, di ba? So there like right now there's not enough technology to break encryption, specifically the more complex ones, no. And what threat actors are doing right now is actually to harness all of these keys and so on, diba? And in the future, when quantum computing is available or readily available, then they will use it to break the keys, no? And then later on, they will go back to companies like your companies, and then they will wreak havoc into your organization, no? Because when they break the encryption, then their data can be seen and could be exfiltrated, diba? So again, if you relate it to AI, and if adversaries are using AI with quantum computing, then it's gonna be more messy out there in the world. So I think like in our case, Palo Alto Networks, we are in fact have are looking into the potential threats around quantum computing, no? And we are already doing some planning R&D around how we can protect our customers against that. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. Sabi ni Christopherson ulit, na classmate ni Mr. Chair, no magaling daw. No magaling nga naman. There are already a framework such as NIST RMF and ISO 42001, but we should not use standards as the all-in-one Bible for protection. One should know their environment well and see how and when to use AI. All right. So, Mr. Chair, do we have more time for questions?
I think we have 2 minutes.
We
2
have
minutes.
2
We
minutes,
have
so
2
I think,
minutes.
yeah, I will just ask Mr. Alex here for his parting words before we say goodbye for our KC. Alex?
I would like to thank PixPro for inviting Palo Alto to talk about the AI, in cybersecurity, because a lot of people are actually interested in this topic, and they would like to understand how AI affects the organizations, in terms of the cyber threats, So, and I'm happy that I was able to impart knowledge, and how we from Palo Alto are actually helping our not just our customer, but actually all of the organizations, to actually safely adopt AI and help them in terms of combating cyber threats, So that's very important. So thank you everyone. Thank Boss Okap. Thanks Sir Angel, and Miss Ruby for inviting me.
Thank you, Alex. Now let's hear it from the country manager, Mr. Oscar Visaya. Sir?
the best. No, no, seriously, I think so AI is going to be mainstream. In fact, I think there's a research done that 80+% of Filipinos are already using AI. Yeah, mostly for consumers, no, like us, using ChatGPT. I use ChatGPT a lot, preparing my speech and so on and so forth, no. And then I think in terms of the adoption of companies here in the Philippines around AI, it's still I think it's in its nascent stage. But I know I've seen that a lot of customers really want to use AI for productivity, improve customer satisfaction, improve business process, etc. Now in cybersecurity, I have customers who are asking us, no, to help them reduce their SOC team, no, in terms of no, not reduce, but how can they improve the productivity of the SOC, no, by leveraging AI and analytics along those lines, no, because the attacks are really being scaled up, and they don't have enough money to pay for additional headcounts, and they were asking me, is AI going to help them maintain their level of staffing without really spending more on headcounts, but at the same time, they can still protect the organization effectively or improve the cybersecurity posture of the organization. So I think for Palo Alto Networks, I wear my hat as a Palo Alto Networks. I think we have, again, as mentioned by Alex, we can help you secure your AI use. I think there are 3 solutions that we're looking into for you, like AI by design with all our products, how we can help you have visibility with cybersecurity first principle of your AI use by your people, because they will hide it along the way for personal whatever. And then lastly is really around improving or transforming cybersecurity operations, no? So with that, again, thank you Pix Pro and the rest of the mga ka-Pix Pro for being with us in the last 1 hour. No, I hope you learned from this session. Very interesting session. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Oscar Visaya. And Mr. Chair?
Well, we always hope for the best, no? With AI, with the emergence of AI in combating cyber threat or cyber threats, we hope that AI will enhance our threat detection, our response, enhance the way we analyze data and the amount of data to analyze, no? We hope that AI will identify patterns, identify anomalies indicative of attacks. These are the things that we hope, no? In the same manner that we are hoping that machine learning algorithms can predict and possibly mitigate potential cyber threats, no? Automate routinary security tasks, no? Impose incident response times, no? So all this we are hoping for AI to achieve and accomplish and achieve for us, no? But we should not forget that artificial intelligence is nothing without the human intelligence. And obviously, we are not the artificial intelligence. We are the human intelligence. Therefore, we are always superior with the artificial intelligence. It's just a matter of how we respond, how we adapt, and how we grow ourselves to ensure or to make sure that we are always on top of this artificial intelligence and in control. So let's not be afraid, no? Instead, let us be more aggressive in understanding AI so that we do not allow them to control us, but us to control AI.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Very well said. Ayan. So that's it na 1 hour na yun. Ang bilis, no? I'm sure bitin na bitin yung iba dyan. Isisingit ko lamang to kasi nakita ko na shout out ko lang ng mabilis-bilis si Mrs. Stephanie Soriano Reyes. And thank you for watching. And si Rafi Placido said, it's very informative and interesting. Another productive day to end the weekend. Thank you so much. So again, thank you.
Shoutout ko lang, VP Ruby, si
Yes.
Kuyang Joe Maliwat. From
Okay.
UP Los Baños ito. Ang ating snappy na kuyang sa Los Baños na pwede nating puntahan anytime. Kaya
Ayan.
maganda.
Puntahan natin yan. At syempre, yung last na shoutout from JJ Maborang Del Masio. Ang pogi nyo po, Sir Alex. Pa-shoutout po. Very informational po. Ayan, alright. You have
Shoutout
another
bro,
fan
DJ.
there.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so natapos na naman ang 1 oras at ito na naman, Mr. Chair, ibabalik ko sa
Okay.
iyo para
Friday
gawin
na
ang
naman.
ating ay pakiayos na ngayon. Sana sabay-sabay tayo.
So,
Maraming salamat sa ating mga viewers.
maraming
Sabay-sabay
salamat sa
tayo.
inyo lahat, no? Sa ating taga-subaybay lagi dito. Tumutok lang kayo for every Friday. We will improve. Definitely, we will replace some of us here with AI.
Hopefully na.
Siguraduhin mo lang, Mr. Chair, pagka pinalitan mo ako ng AI, yung mas maganda at saka maayos ang kilay,
Friday na naman, 1 linggo na naman ang natapos. Para sa iba ay happy weekend na, pero para sa cybersecurity, happy lang.
Happy lang. Walang
Walang
weekend. Ulitin natin, sasabay si Alex.
Sorry, di ko
Okay.
alam ano.
Diba? Happy lang.
Happy lang. Walang
Walang
weekend.
weekend.
Maraming
Thank you.
salamat po sa
Maraming
inyo
salamat.
lahat, sa aming mga viewers.
Thank
Follow
you.
Alto, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
You're welcome. Bye.
And have a happy weekend. Bye.